All right, what's up, everybody? We're breaking down the Discord recap over here. Week ending in 527. These market conditions have been giving us tons of opportunity lately. I really want to dive deep in what we do to identify bullish and bearish market conditions. There's really good, simple ways of doing that. We're going to break that down today. So right now we're going through Friday, right, which was May 26th. I know every trader out there has seen this rally. It was beautiful, and I think it's really important to realize that these bulls are coming back, and we're going to need to look for specific indications of telling us that. And we were just talking about the previous day highs and lows, right? So over here on QQQ, this is what I call a critical level, which is 34104, right? And this is literally how I label it, guys. I put critical. I can't spell to save my life, though. Hold on. Critical. All right. Critical level right there. 341. Now, and so this is why I get rid of pre-market data every once in a while, because I really want to simplify the move that's in front of me, right? So the chart on the left has pre-market data. The chart on the right does not. We're going to pull out that 5-minute. And now you can see we held above it with, and I didn't really like this because we didn't open above it. I like to see us open above it. But Todd, your whole gap theory plays a really good part here, because one thing I notice is sometimes if you open well above previous day high, right? Like say we opened up here at 343, sometimes you open right in a supply zone and then come back down. You know what I mean? So notice here, we just opened right at it and buyers held it, and then price rallied, right? And it's really important to look at where price rallied into. So we're going to pull up this area right here, which is 34676. This is where we called out in the Discord. This was our target. There was not much supply until this point, because we held here above 33508. Let me just whip out the daily time frame, right? This is where I got the targets, right? So this is what it looked like. We opened up right here, and look at that. There's no supply all the way up until 346, and I'm just getting that from right here, right? That's it. So we literally open up right here. There's no daily supply. Now, what I really want to talk about here is when I'm looking for my targets, I pull them from tons of places. I mean, obviously any level that has any movement, but the daily time frame gives you perfect targets. Because if you notice these candles, I mean, they usually they move around. What's the range on this candle? $15? I mean, dude, a $15 move, like that's hefty. So when we're making trades, we can't handicap ourselves on a dollar move, right? If these candles have an average true range of $10 and $11, you know what I mean? So if these candles have an average true range of $10 and price opens above yesterday's high, we got to target a $10. You know what I mean? Like unless the supply is there, which it wasn't, right? You know, just keep in mind where price could go if your analysis is correct. And that's exactly what happened. In the Discord, I literally, in the pre-market plan, I was like, hey, if we hold above this level, I'm literally looking for 34676. And we literally ripped all the way into it. Obviously, these days don't happen that often, but it was really good to be able to capitalize on that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was a tough one because normally you don't see that big of a move with no supply.
Yeah.
So in most situations, you would be like, don't chase it.
Right.
This one, you could have had some late entries.
Yeah.
Still okay. But, I mean,
that's a good.
There's like no retracements. There's no retracements.
No.
So just realize that like that move right there is not normal, but like you could have multiple entries.
So this was, let me show you. my first trade here, because I exited and re-entered on this trade twice. So my first trade, and this was one of the things where I was just locking in profits, because as you catch $2 moves on the QQQ on options, and I'm sure futures, I mean, you're making over 100% each trade. I mean, and obviously there was no real reason to get out, but at the same time, I believe if you have the buying power and you have the ability to re-enter, there you can lock in profits. You know what I mean? I obviously don't just go. I let the candles tell me. You know what I mean? So price was rallying. There was really no reason to get out. I noticed a really nice re-entry here once price came down and we got this nice little wick. Now remember, this is all on the 1 minute. And volume was just really there. There was buyers were completely in control. Once we broke out of this bull flag, this was another really good entry. You can see we got a very slight and small break and retest going on right here at 34376. Buyers defending it. But yeah, you're 100% right, Darren. These are one of the ones where you don't want to chase it, but your ability to understand who's in control will help you make the move here. You know what I mean? Because if you know there's no supply up in here till 347, you're down here at 341. You held yesterday's highs, right? Strong. These are one of the moves where you just have to have faith in the overall magnet of supply and demand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and my favorite thing to look at when you have rallies that are happening like this and you think they're going to turn around, I always look at at level 2, and when we're pulling back like this, I don't know, probably on these little pullbacks. Whenever you see a couple red candles in a row on
Yeah.
the 1 minute,
Yeah.
you just look at the level 2, and it's just stacked. The buy is just stacked.
Really?
So like as it's selling off, buys are just pouring in.
Yeah.
And that's just a really good sign that it
Wow.
just shows you that the rally is not over,
Yeah.
and it does move higher, proving that those buyers
So you're
actually followed through.
So you're identifying red candles, but on the level 2, you're identifying the buys are stacking.
Yeah, exactly. Every time price falls down, you
Buyers.
see people coming in, which basically shows that
The demand.
that they want it higher.
Yes.
They want the price a lot higher.
Yeah. That the pullback is viable. That's telling you, I guess.
No, definitely bullish. Yeah.
I like that, Darren. I'm gonna use that. That's really good. That's really good stuff.
Yeah, you should. I always have it pulled up on my charts. I'm not always looking at it.
Yeah.
But, certain times like this, when I feel like I've missed it,
Yeah.
I just look for confirmation like that to be like, okay, this is still very bullish.
And you know what I love about that? What I absolutely love about that is our goal as traders, is to understand who's in overall control, right? Is it buyers or is it sellers? I really like to bring it back and keep this as simple as possible. Our main goal as a trader is to make money. If our goal is to make money, we must identify a trend, whether it's up or down, right? That's our only way of making money, is going long or going short. Now, for us to do that, we need to trade with people that obviously can control the market, right? Large money. And now, or the overall collective mind of the market, which is tons of people. Now, what we're doing here is using price action in level 2, or chart pattern, volume, zones, critical levels, right? All of that are tools to identify who's in control of the market and then trade with them. It's obviously gets a little complicated, but that's exactly what we do, and I love reminding myself that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? That's it. That's as simple as it is. Buy low, sell high, and
100%. It's way more important. I want you to talk about it again, Josh, because you mentioned it before we went live. But switching from the mentality of it's good to think in probabilities, but if you only think of a double top and your statistical probability is a double top, over who is actually in control and what the conditions are, you're going to handicap yourself.
Yes.
So yeah, I know you talked about that before we went live, but I think it's really important.
Yeah. Let's dive right into that. So basically, I used to be the trader, and so basically, in a nutshell, what I used to do, right, was identify my favorite setups, how often they happened, and based on that statistical reliability, right. So basically, in a nutshell, I would count how many double tops, how many double bottoms, how many VWAP rejections happened last week, last month, last year, and use that data to identify my setup, right? So basically, if I had an 80% success level on a double bottom and the setup looked like this, right? I would go for the double bottom. Now what I do is I still log every trade and I still gather probabilities because that is a way to build conviction in my strategy. And that is a must. We must have that conviction to be able to identify these setups and act on them in real time with confidence. Right? So, and this is, I'm not saying I don't do this anymore, but now I have shifted my reasoning of getting in a trade. Instead of relying on probabilities, I rely on identifying market conditions first. Right? So basically, what that means is who is in overall control of the market. Is it buyers or is it sellers? Right? And based on that information, I then go, okay, there's a double bottom in demand, but since I am in a bearish market condition, right, I am going to wait for trading with trend. So now I have switched to looking for a break and retest move instead of taking this double bottom in demand, right? And I think it's just so important to be able to focus on who is in overall control of the market for this day before you start diving into your strategy and what it is you're looking for, because you will get eaten alive if you play every double top you see, if you play every double bottom you see, right? Instead, you want to trade with the overall conditions of the market, right? And there's tons of ways of doing that, but
really good example you got pulled up there on QQQ.
Yeah, like
it shows exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, because this is a perfect double bottom, right? And let's break it down. Let's break it down. And I did take this double bottom, but my target was this pre-market high zone. So this was a scalp instead of a trend trade, and that's also very important because every trade has it's so many variables and it can be so different, right? So here we have, and let me pull up. I'm going to pull it up over here without pre-market data. So this is what it looked like. QQQ. So notice here, without pre-market data, you'll notice we're opening below the opened, right? So this was the opening candle Monday, which was 33625. This was pre-market low on Monday. Now remember what we talked about with these two areas being insanely important for the rest, for identifying market conditions. It's just another tool. So we go in and we wick right off it, right? We gap down. This is a perfect gap down target end of day or previous day low. So that's exactly how I traded this. Market came down within the first minute, right? I've entered this trade because this is a trade that I like, this is definitely a high quality setup. Now, you have to be reasonable with your expectations here. So my first target here is 33694 or 337 because that's previous day low. Or not low, it's just a previous day congestion point, right? So this is right here in an area you have to keep an eye on because buyers defended it, right? Previous. And now we drop below it. So now this is nothing but a larger example of a break and retest to the downside, right? If this is a critical area, right, we've dropped below it. I'm looking for a move to the upside and I get it, but I can't get past it, right? So this is a perfect example of a double bottom happening, but you need to have realistic expectations considering your market conditions first, right? So sellers prevailed here. We made a lower high, and then it was a heavy move to the downside because all these people that went long got stomped out, and that provided a massive move to the downside. I traded SPY this day, and it was clutch. So once again, and this is another reason why having both charts up is so valuable, because SPY here we opened well below the previous day low, right, which is a really bearish indicator. We rip into it. So my first trade was that QQQ up to the upside. I took profits once I couldn't get past that first level. And that's why it's so important to have multiple targets. You know what I mean? And not every trade's going to be pre-market high to pre-market low. I let previous day levels dictate my targets like crazy. Like obviously my first target was this congestion, right? And all I'm looking for is where there may be sellers, right? I'm long here. Where's the first place I'm going to see sellers? All this congestion. And then my second target would have been end of day, which is up here at 338. And then my third target's up here at 339. We couldn't get past this. You can see we got multiple, rejections. So this was one of those trades where I just took profits. It was done. It wasn't playing out to my plan, and that was it. And that's fine. And that's why it's so important to look to candles to tell you what's going on. You're never going to see the same setup over and over. I promise you will never see the same setup twice. All what we can do is identify high probable setups. And obviously the gap down into demand is a super probable setup, but in this scenario, it just didn't have the legs. So we started to rip into that. And then I noticed on SPY a perfect break and retest on the 5-minute. So and there's two types of traders. The first trader will enter right here just because you broke a critical level. Right? This is a super critical level. Buyers tried to defend it once, twice. We even got a perfect Bayesian candle here, but the market was just chop. And that's another reason why I love these break and retests. They're linked to continuations like crazy. Once you start getting break and retests, you get large movement. So we broke below it. I waited, and then right in the Discord I called out. I'm like break and retest right off this 416.85 level. Look at the volume that picked up here once this break and retest happened. This is another way to identify that you are in the correct move for the day. And what I mean by that is that you are trading with smart money. Once you start getting this volume here, smart money has entered and they said, hey, I'm taking control of the market. Get out of the way. You know what I mean? So that heavy volume came in. This was the first entry, ripped down. And now, as I'm in this trade, I'm not out of this trade until we break this break and retest. And it gets kind of hard. And you got to be able to, and we talked about this. This is a move from 417 all the way down to 415. $2 move on SPY. It's about 150%, 120% return. So this is one of those areas where I re-enter my trades. We'll sell off, come up, retest it, perfect entry, and then we sell off again all the way down to 313.64. You can leave a runner. I'm trying to think where my target was initially here. Hold on, let me. I'm sure there was a supply or demand zone because they're magnets. These things are magnets. If you could identify the strongest zone, oh yeah, it was right here. So my first area, my first target, or I don't know if it was my first or second, or whatever it was. You got this day, which is 5/18/2023. So this is what it looked like on a larger time frame, right? So I'm going, hey, if this area breaks, if this demand zone cannot hold here, which it didn't, another reason why I didn't like longs, right? We couldn't hold this demand zone. We actually opened well below it, right? Super bearish indicator. And then we have all this space here in between these two areas, right? That needs to get filled. If I see any selling going on, my first target's here. And then my second target is that reversal right here. So that was kind of how I was looking at the market that day. And you can see that demand zone there. Hold on, let me just get rid of some of this. It's getting a little crazy. So look at that demand zone. We opened well below it. So that was a reason I was hesitant on my QQQ long because of that reason. So
yeah, and another reason why I went short on Tuesday is because Monday. Wait, is this the one that we're looking at right now? Is Tuesday, right?
yes.
So Monday I went long. And then Tuesday I went short at the exact place that I went long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see.
Yeah.
So you see, Monday we rejected whatever that demand.
Yeah.
I went long at that higher low there, and then
this
I
one.
realized that we weren't. Yep, right here. And I realized that we couldn't quite make it a double top here up in this supply. So I was like, okay, either buyers, there's definitely sellers here, or buyers don't believe price can go that high.
Yeah.
And then the next day, that acted as supply, and that just solidified.
Oh yeah, it did. Look, and that's and now that is nothing but a break and retest on a higher level.
Yeah, exactly.
And trading this.
It's one thing when you look at it and see other people participating in it, but I was a buyer on Tuesday.
Right.
So I was like, all right, this just makes a lot of sense for me to go short right now.
Yeah.
If we're below it.
Yeah, that's wicked good analysis. Because and remember, all that is identifying who's in control, identifying the temperature of the market. And that was perfect.
Yeah, that futures when it was, I don't know, it was kind of like double topping out right there where Darren was talking about. It was right at that 4,200, and you know how critical that level is.
Yeah, you've been talking about that level for a while, Todd. Let's pull that up. The 4,200 level. Yeah, that's like the 420 on SPY. Absolutely. Yeah. That level is critical. And now we're holding above it. But yeah, look at that.
You see the break and retest at the 4,200 though, and that's where it happened. At
oh yeah, right here. Hold on. Let me get rid of this guy. Oh yeah, look at this.
Yeah, Friday it broke through 4,200, came back, touched 4,200, ripped again.
Yeah, right here. Boom. Look at that. I mean, look at this. Made a lower high. And now this right here is when you go, hey, my double top has an 88% return on our chance of success. So this is where I still use my probabilities on my setups. But notice how I identify the conditions first, right? Like we know this 4,200 level is super important. You know, we're holding we it's just gotta fit the overall market condition. You know what I mean? And if it does,
it's gotta be first.
Yes.
You need conditions first.
Absolutely. Like you need to be able to see like this double top right here, or this double bottom right here at 4,100 is perfect. You know, because
like you said, the bigger time frames on that is key.
Yes. Yeah, larger time frames. That's it. I use larger time frames. And it's been helping me so much because what I used to do was whatever happened first, I went for. Right? Double bottom in demand, I'm taking it. Now, okay, why do I want to go long here? What is telling me buyers are in control? Because that could be nothing but a bull trap. You know what I mean? And what I use is prior day price action. and with larger time frames, right? So QQQ, we had a massive sell-off, right? And then this day, massive sell-off, right? And I traded a low a day break here on QQQ, which was basically pre-market low, break and retest. You know what I mean? We broke. And notice I'm not looking for longs here. We are in a downtrend. I am trading down. You know what I mean? Until otherwise. Let me see if there was any demand that day. I don't think there was, but we're talking this day. So on this day, on QQQ, we're opening below a demand zone. So that's super bearish. Let's just see what it looked like on the 5-minute. So we opened in demand, but we actually fell below it, right? Indicating buyers weren't that strong. And notice on that demand zone I drew, it wasn't like it was perfect demand zone. But we opened below it. Let me see what SPY looked like, because I do a lot of mirroring between
SPY's was way better.
Oh, SPY was in a perfect. Oh yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah. QQQ we actually broke below, and SPY solidified it
Yeah.
for me, basically.
Yeah, wow. So yeah, SPY was in a perfect demand zone. I'm gonna have to check my journal to see. Oh, but we didn't open in it. Look at that. On SPY, we opened well above it. Look at that. So that was a perfect, yeah. So this was SPY. Demand was way down here on a larger time frame, which means I'm going short, baby. I'm scalping into that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm scalping right into that. QQQ, we had this larger, time frame analysis going on. I'd have to see on my journal what it is I did here. But yeah, I remember playing a move to the downside off pre-market low. Let me see. Let's pull up the 1 minute here on SPY. I want to see what that looked like. Right there. Yep. I mean, rip right into VWAP. Prices below VWAP. QQQ is doing a break below a demand zone, and it's just that break and retest move right there. That's all it is. I mean, you got pre-market low right here. Price breaks below it, comes up, perfect move to the downside. Oh yeah, and I took it down until SPY. Since QQQ didn't have that strong of a demand zone, I'll literally watch SPY's price action, but trade QQQ because the setup is more clear. And what was that? $1 move, low hanging fruit, baby. That's it. It was literally like you know what I mean? That's it. Take it, boom. And another thing that solidifies the whole market conditions methodology is, here we are in an uptrend. I'm going short. So I'm not expecting a $3-4 move right now. You know what I mean? I'm expecting a move into demand. That's literally a couple bucks away on SPY. And that was it. Oh, and then I got faked out here because this right here ripped past it. Came down, touched VWAP. I went long right here. That's all right. Boom. That's it. And then I ended up taking another long and kept my expectations intact. Or no. Oh, no. Okay. But listen, that's, it's fine to have a losing trade. I wrote this on my Instagram. I said, don't let a losing trade dictate your value as a trader. Keep it moving. You know what I mean? Because I came out on top this day and I had a losing trade. I traded, I still made good money. So, it's gonna listen. It's fine. It's gonna happen. But yeah.
Yeah, we were all expecting a big move, and it came maybe a little bit Thursday, and then.
Oh yeah, because the news here.
Yeah, so it's gonna happen. It just you might miss time by a day.
Oh.
You just have to be ready. But yeah, that was news there.
Yeah, and now I remember I took this short. believe it or not, I shorted this right here to the downside. And now at the end of the day, which this isn't one of my favorite trades, but and I am going to admit I waited all day for this news to come into the market, and I let price rip right up to the open here and reject it, and just took a short to the downside. And anyone that trades options knows 0 day at the end of the day, literally, I'm talking a 30 to 50 cent move is 30 to 50% return. It's these options are extremely volatile, and unless you're, I don't trade much size right here, but you can make very good money by catching 0 day an hour before the bell. Like, I'll buy deep in the money here, options for like 80 to $100, and they will swing up to 200-300 if you can catch them properly. So it was just a little short.
I actually like that trade.
Yeah.
I mean, there really wasn't that much continuation to the upside.
Yeah.
Aside from that little run up on news.
Yeah.
I mean, all day those shorts were getting hammered down.
Yeah.
Like whenever it ran up, it just
Boom.
got hammered down. Big win to the upside.
Yep.
So it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and I seen that nasty wick right there, and then on the 1 minute, you'll let me see that. Let me show you. It looked very hold on, ready? 3 day, 1 minute. Right here. So this would have looked like on the 1 minute. Now price. So this is how I traded it. So in a bullish scenario, I'm looking for a break and retest off the open to the upside, right? But if buyers can't hold, I'm looking for a move to the downside, because if buyers aren't in control, sellers are. And that's 100% what happened. We broke above it, came up, got this super bearish candle. Now, another thing I'm doing here is looking for buyers to defend this break and retest, right? So rip, consolidate, rip, consolidate, rip. Oh, doesn't rip, breaks through. Here's my short entry, target and VWAP. Bam. That's this break and retest works so well on small time frames, large time frames, all time frames, and I'll use it to literally, it tells me who's in control. Because if buyers are in control here, they're going to respect, ready? Check it out. They're going to respect this level, right? They're going to respect this level. So buyers come in, respect, right? Consolidate, rip, right? This is opened. So they don't respect the open, sellers do. They don't respect this level, sellers do. So now this is their next level. Quick scalp. We don't get much buying, right? We get this wick way below it, right? Super bearish. Bear flag to the downside. And now it's break and retest all the way down. So, once again, use that break and retest to help you manage your trade. Like that's what I've been doing, is managing my trade management has been on point because the break and retest.
Yeah, kind of nice little head and shoulders too.
Yeah. Yep. You get that. You get that weak right shoulder. Forget it. Hold on, let me. But yeah, that open, close, and you know where I got. So Todd, I remember when you brought up those pivot points, and I looked up. I was like, oh, what goes into those pivot points? And literally, open, close, high, low, right?
Yeah.
Those levels I look for every day. Like
break and retest.
Yeah, that's it. Like now the next setup Thursday. This trade was amazing. This trade right here, oh my god. Okay, so let's break it down. So we got Wednesday. We got all this congestion. Price action was just kind of, sellers were there. But then we got that large move from NVIDIA, right? So now sellers all got stomped out. I like how you put that, Darren. Every seller that went short on Wednesday, got stomped out.
At the end of Wednesday.
Yes, got stomped out here. They were all expecting swings to the downside, right? Got blown away. Now
they got in where you did. They just didn't get 0 day.
Yes.
Whatever else.
Exactly. Yeah. And those are all the traders that don't day trade. You're 100% right. They were expecting to move to the downside. Instead, they all get stomped out here. And that leads to a massive rally. Now, this is everybody taking profits from that move to the upside. Now, SPY worked a little better for the previous day high and low. So I'm going to use SPY as the example here. But this level at open at 412.51 became a massive critical break and retest level. Now, I want you guys to think of this as a daily time frame analysis, right? So if that's the open, let's pull it up on the daily. Look at this. So this is the open. I know it's kind of hard because I got all these lines up here. But look at this wick. This wick comes down, closes the gap, right? Perfect gap down, touches this candle, the open, and then rips. So that's what it looks like on a daily time frame. On a daily time frame, that's what the break and retest looks like. Now, Darren, that also is exactly what it looks like on a 5-minute time frame.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? That your ability to identify that is going to help you so much, because if you could see that on a daily time frame analysis where the commodity moves $10 a day as a day trader, now you're able to go, hey, price comes down and tags this, I got a massive move to the upside because our average true range is $5, $7, whatever it is. And average true range.
Stacking the probability is way in your favor.
Yes.
You see it on the daily, and it's showing up on the
5 minute. Yes, 1 minute.
Like stacking the probability.
Yeah, and all what this is. And I never forget, I started thinking like this when I looked at my equity curve on my portfolio, and I was seeing break and retests, right? I was like, holy shit. My money that I make off the market is break and retesting, right? Whether it's the upside, downside, doesn't matter. What does that mean for price action? All of that is human behavior. Right? So as we see these chart patterns, right, we need to put our faith in the ability to go, hey, these chart patterns are going to repeat themselves statistically with reliability. So in the event we open well, that's why I put so much emphasis on end of day, previous day high and low. You know what I'm saying? Because they 9 times out of 10, they all touch each other. Right? They'll come down and tag each other. Like these candlesticks, unless you get a gap down and it doesn't get filled, there's a high probability that it's going to get filled later. But put your edge into identifying the conditions of the market and then letting the rest play out. Perfect example here on SPY. Comes down. I think I traded QQQ this day. Let me just pull it up. But I used SPY to validate my move on QQQ because QQQ has just had more strength because it's the technology sector, which basically means on QQQ there's larger like I think of it like a pizza that's cut into 100 slices. So QQQ has more of those slices are larger percentages of Apple, of NVIDIA, of technology, Microsoft. So I wanted to trade QQQ this day, and we couldn't make a lower high. My bad, a lower low. We consolidated in this area, and I didn't want to go long until I got buyers controlling it. because that whole gap could have been filled. So I was patient, and I literally went long. I'll show you exactly where I went long. It was on this 5-minute candle. I'm gonna pull it up on the 1 minute because it kind of adds a little more weight to why I went long here. But now notice I used to just go long because it was a chart pattern in an area of value. Now I'm first trading break and retest unless something else tells me something different. You know what I mean? Now, we had this massive move to the downside, and where did that candle play out? Right here. So this was the candle I went long on here. And it was just because on the 5-minute, I wanted to get a nice candle next to it, because we kept getting these green candles. We got this Bayesian candle out of demand, but I didn't take this trade until this candle right here. And I'm pull up SPY. SPY, we had this rip out, but QQQ just rallied right into its open, and it's a phenomenal move here. It whipped right into it.
Yeah, I really like that. I really like the double bottom on QQQ.
Yeah, look, dude, it was perfect. It was almost like an inverse head and shoulders. The left, head, right, couldn't make a lower low, and then you got that really strong candle right there. And on the 5-minute though, I really liked, because one thing I've been doing, and it does make my entries a little later, but it makes the trade have so much more conviction, right? Waiting for this candle, this huge wick, and this was a stress-free trade. Once and then it was break and retest to the upside, right? So now check it out. Duplicate this. So now I'm entering here. I want to see us get above this. And we do. We bull flag at it. Rip. Look at this candle. Perfect. Right? Straight. Perfect. Break and retest. And then
yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, look at that. Just defending it. And then it literally rallies right into the open here, which was my target. And then how I trade this is there's still no reason to get out, but this is when my trailing stop goes into play. And then price rips, huge sell-off, hits my trail stop, and that's it. And then, I mean, you could have re-entered here. There's multiple, things to do, but honestly, that was good enough for me, man. You know what I mean? That was it. SPY was...
What's crazy is, like, if you just open up, if you just watch that trade, like, I only watch my trade on the 5-minute, so once I'm in, I don't even go down to the 1 minute, but once I'm in, I just watch it on the 5-minute, and then I do 5-minute on my laptop, and then I see level 2 as well. And and when I do watch those pullbacks on the 5-minute, I mean, there was no green candles.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no red candles. It was literally only green candles. And when it did go red, there was buyers showing up on the tape, bringing it back up.
And look at that whole 9-day EMA trick.
Yeah, the hell.
That's what I love about that too. You know what I mean? And that 9-day EMA is perfect. You literally have perfect. No candle can close below it.
And it's almost just rejecting it. Like, you didn't even.
Yeah.
Hardly even went below it.
Yeah. And it's so crazy how that works there. I don't know why it works. I don't know how it works. I honestly think it's just a measurable metric on buyers soaking up sell orders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just another way to validate who is in control of the market.
Yeah, and I want to bring up something, Josh. So like on a 10-day on the 5-minute chart, this is how a lot of times how I get direction.
You said
like on a 5-minute, but I use it on a 2-minute chart too. I plot the 200 simple moving average.
Oh yeah.
And below it, man, you can damn near bet it's going to go down. If it's above the 200, that's bullish. Below the 200 simple moving average.
Okay, hold up. On the 2 minute?
Zoom in on the chart, you'll see, yeah.
All right, 2 minute, 10-day. Let me pull this up.
And pull up the 200 simple moving average.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay. So hold on. So let me pull up. Let me get rid of this guy. The SMA. Yeah. Here we go. SMA. Add it. Let me make this 200. You know, it's crazy because I used to be like, oh, moving average, indicator, don't use it. Now it's like, hey, listen, guys, use these to how's it going on? Hold up. Hold up. Let me hold up.
No, it's like that progression that they talk about. So, like a new trader will start using everything like MACD, Bollinger Bands, stuff like that, and then they'll realize that's not it. So they go to a naked chart, and then after they're in a naked chart, they'll slowly bring back these indicators like this one. Like right now, all we have is VWAP, end of day, which is whatever. That's just a level.
Yeah.
And then like a moving average.
Yeah.
Like something simple like that.
Yeah.
Just bring back the ones that you feel like you need.
Well. Use the ones that help you identify who's in control, right? Like obviously the RSI isn't going to do shit for you because it's not telling you who's in control of the damn market. It's just going buy and sell. You know what I mean? And a moving average is helping you identify who's in control of the market. You know what I mean? Yeah, I gotta.
It's not trying to give you like a specific spot to enter, because I feel like that's why people get pissed off at the RSI and everything. Because they're told to enter when something happens and it's lagging. So that's not
exactly. It's a lagging.
It helps you identify conditions. That's useful.
Check it out. Perfect scenario. Hold on. We got the RSI up. Let's see if we could find a level that we would have got crushed at. Oh, perfect. Here we go. RSI. The way the RSI works is if you are in oversold territory, go long. Okay? We are in oversold territory, right? We are in demand, going long. You'd have got smoked, baby. You'd have got smoked. So, I mean, obviously, we know this. Everybody on the team knows this. And I just wanted to make that point real quick because I traded RSI for years and got smoked religiously. And it's the methodology behind it, right? It's like now it's one of those things that you're trying to use to get away from making the harder decisions, right? It sounds nice. I'm going to use an indicator that's going to tell me when to get in and out of the market, and I'm going to get rich because if I know when to get in and out of the market, I can make endless amounts of money, right? That's the idea behind it. Now, how hard is it, right, to be able to identify who's in control of the market without an indicator? It's really not that hard, right? Like what we do every single day is on a larger time frame, or we use multiple different ways, but we identify who's in control of the market and we trade with that. And then, it's so much better not trading with those indicators. I'll never forget when I got those off my chart. I was so scared. I was so scared. I was like, I was going, what am I going to do? How am I going to be able? I know how to read chart patterns. I know how to identify specific areas of value, but without my RSI or my MACD, I'm done. And now you couldn't pay me to have those on my chart because you only have so much mental capital. And if you're putting any weight into something that has no coherent value, you're going to fail. I mean, so put it this way: if I left that RSI on my chart, and on this trade I said, "Oh man, I want to go short," but that RSI is telling me to go long, so now I make no move, right, and miss the opportunity. You know what I mean? And it's just it's that simple, right? So that's why I put so much faith in so much you know time and energy into identifying conditions and trading with them. It just works so much better. The break and retest, areas of value. I mean, look at this. Look at this. The break and retest off pre-market high on SPY. You'd have caught a $4.5, $5 move, and it's insane. We'll just break Friday down before we go. But now there's multiple ways to trade Friday. And that's another thing I love about the market. There's no right or wrong way. This is one of those examples, Darren, where if I stuck to the double bottom theory this day, or the double top theory, I'd have lost. And I used to think that way.
Yeah, that's all you were thinking of.
Yeah, like if I was like, okay, double top in supply, let's go short. I think QQQ was a little more below it. And so
I think of it exactly like trusting the. I think it exactly like trusting the RSI.
Yes.
If you're putting so much faith in the double top that you're blind to the market conditions,
yes,
and you think that it's just as easy as, oh, I see a double top, I'm going to take it.
Yes.
Then yeah, that's a crush. You're not using it to your advantage. You're using it to try to simplify something that you're missing the point.
Yes.
And that's why you said it before, and I think that's the main thing I'm getting out of this recap. First, identify the market conditions, and then let all the chart patterns that agree with that, they will suddenly start popping out to you, and you'll be like, whoa, a wick onto the top of VWAP,
yes,
or a break and retest to the upside. These things will start jumping out at you as opposed to hunting for double tops where you're not supposed to be finding them.
100%. Because now, if you identified the proper conditions, that this is bullish and we are in an uptrend, now I'm going, what do I need to see to solidify that analysis? I need to see a hold above pre-market high and a hold above previous day high. Or, and now you get that break and retest off pre-market high. Okay, I'm in that. It's that simple. I'm in it. I am in it. There's nothing else that needs to be done other than you entering your trade. Now, is there a chance this might reverse? Absolutely. Is that going to keep me from acting on my edge? No. All what I can control is my ability to see the conditions, who's in control, and I do that through previous day high, low, pre-market high, low, end of day rejection, supply and demand, critical levels. I do that through critical levels. I see who defends these critical levels, and then I trade with them. That's it. And it's really helped me as a trader, just consistently trade with the correct move, right? With large amount. I'm not trading against trend anymore. I'm not like we talked, Todd. I'm not only trading reversals. I'm not, chopping up my trading account through an easier way of identifying an edge. Now, do I still trade double bottoms and double tops? Absolutely. But now I need more of a reason to enter these trades, right? I'm not just taking them because statistical reliability. I'm not taking them because it's in supply. I'm looking to see who's defending this area first and then trading with them. And
last week we was talking about longer trades, and I tell y'all, I'm not a computer whiz, so I started printing them out on my printer.
Yeah.
My trades, and I put them in a binder.
Yeah.
And just like you said, John, every losing trade I'm taking is going against the trend.
Yep.
Every one of them.
Yep. Every single one.
And I go back and look at it, and I'm like, what in the hell am I thinking?
Yeah.
I have no business going short on a higher low, you know?
Yeah.
What an idiot.
It's so true, Todd. I did it. I'll never forget. It was recently. I think it was like the month of May, or no, it was like a month or two ago. Every losing trade I had was exactly what you said. It was against trend. Now, when we look back at them, we go, what the hell was I thinking? The reason we're doing that is because the market conditions are so clear to see. We're in an uptrend. So obviously we can't see all that information before we make our trade. So what do we need to do? We use critical levels from previous days to tell us who's in control. If these levels are respected, that's an indication that buyers are in control. If these lows are respected, that's an indication that sellers are, right? Like that's what I do. And then obviously if you're entering a demand zone on a higher time frame, look for a reversal, or a supply zone, higher time frame, look for a reversal. But now all what I'm saying is, on larger time frames, I'm looking for critical levels here. So one thing I did leading into Friday, right, this was a critical level here on QQQ 33888, right? So that was critical. So I was like, and this was my pre-market analysis right here. My pre-market analysis was, if we could hold 339, I'm long. And obviously, previous day highs as well. And that's exactly what we did. Held them perfect. Buyers in control. This thing rallied. There was no supply on QQQ up until 347. So, I mean, this was take profits until you were, and that was it. And, completely is complete. If you were up over 100% on your trade and you want to get out, go ahead. But re-enter it. You know what I mean? Don't handicap yourself. Trust your analysis, and that's one thing I'm working on this week is, I'm not out of the trade until price action tells me.
Man, I love that hourly chart.
Yeah, I know. Look at that.
That QQQ hourly chart. It looks so beautiful.
Yeah, and we got the same thing on SPY last week. SPY Friday last week was this. Look at this, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Once again, you're over a critical level, right? And now I'm looking for longs. Look at that.
Yep.
Came down, tagged it, break and retest, larger time frame, let's go. And then that thing rallied. So
2 Fridays in a row.
Yeah. And which is telling us, buyers are stepping up. Buyers are here. Now going into next week, we have a critical level here at 320.70. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly what it is. 320.86. I want to see us get above this, and I'm playing longs up till 425.
Yep.
It's literally that simple. On QQQ, dude, we're moving. We're holding serious critical levels. I want to see a move back down to 34676.
Retest.
Yes, for a retest, and then we could potentially move all the way up to 470. I mean, we are pulling targets from 2 years back.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so that's dude, we are pulling targets. So let's just see here. I got a critical level here at, and look where I'm getting these, guys. I am getting these off of the candles. You know what I mean? So that's the moves I'm expecting. I'm expecting full moves, $6 moves. Now, I'm not expecting to capture those, but just remember, that's how much these move. I mean, look, we might finally fill this gap between 360 and 356.
Yeah, I'm interested to see Tuesday morning if we gap down or if we gap up, that's going to be the telltale.
Yeah.
What we do.
And remember, that data pre-market on Tuesday morning is going to be insanely valuable. Helping us identify the trend for the rest of the week. So this is what it's looking like here. Yeah, we hold above this.
Not too much supply again.
Exactly. So use that. You know what I mean? Use that to gauge your moves. So now, I mean, in a bullish condition, in a bullish market condition, I'm just gonna get rid of this trend line because I don't want to let it handicap my move. Look for retest. Like, you got previous day high over here. I want to see us get above 349.5. We get above 349.5. I'm targeting 352.82. That simple. We can't get above it. There's a high probability of a break and retest on the 346.76. Then I'm looking for buyers to defend that, right? So we'll make that. And now all what I'm doing here is if-then statements. If this happens, then this.
Yeah.
If this happens, then this. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah. And then we break, and then we'll make money, and that's it. Oh, man, I forgot Monday's Memorial Day. There's no trading. That sucks.
4-day week. Forgot.
Yeah, Tuesday. But like we talked about before, I've been trying to keep it as simple. The lower highs, I'm shorting them. The higher lows, I'm buying them up. I mean,
yeah.
If you go back and look at a chart, like a 5 minute or 2 minute or whatever, and you can see it so clearly when you go back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Simple.
Absolutely. Keep it simple, man. That's it. Listen, once you reach a point in your trading career where you've put in, you've studied the charts, you know what works, right? Like you know what works. Yes, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I could tell you 2 different scenarios, and one of them is probably right. And you know what I mean? And now what's it going to take for that scenario to play out, right? What level needs to be broken for it to play out? That's how I look at the market. That's how I look every single day. What level needs to be broke for buyers to tell me they are in control? And then which target, where was the last time sellers were? Because that's where buyers are going to bring it. And yeah, that's it, guys. So, use that. Use that mentality. It's really good stuff. This was a really good recap, guys. I appreciate you guys coming. This was really good stuff. I'm going to post it up in the weekly recaps, and we're going to save this one. It is really good. And let this be a testimony of us getting away from an easy way to trade. And I don't want to say getting away from easy trading, because this is easy. I want to say getting away from not trusting. Don't trust the wrong data, right? Don't look for an easy indication to make a trade. Trust your ability to identify who's in control of the market and just trade with them. That's it.
Yep.
And
accountability, full accountability.
Yes, there you go. Full accountability, trader accountability, self-awareness, and and just crush it. All right. So guys, that's it. Have a good weekend. Hit me up. Have a good weekend. Do a lot of diving into the charts. I will see you guys Tuesday, and let's get this money.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend, guys.
All right, fellas. Later. Happy Memorial Day.
You too.
Yeah, you too.